Hello and welcome to another macro video. Today we're looking at some more of the basic principles of using FRedit, following on from the revision session I did earlier, and I'll show you another gotcha that trips people up sometimes. So if you remember, we could make some changes to the text, and at the same time we can add an attribute such as italic. So let's just do that. Let's find some text first. Open this out a bit, see some text there, and let's have a file that we can work on for our list, and we can change, for example, if we want to change the text, we can change, say, E into EE. That'll do for our text change. And then we want to apply an attribute to that, so if we select that and apply italic to that, so let's go to the text and let's try running FRedit. Okay, so it's made the text change and then it's applied the italic attribute to that. So let's undo that, go back to here. A couple of attributes that I forgot to mention last time, so let's get rid of the italic. We can apply the subscript, and let's do another one. Let's have A into AAA, and we can add the superscript. Let's give them a colour. Let's call that one green and that one yellow. Okay. So have a go at that. So run FRedit, and there we go. So the A's have been superscripted and the E's have been subscripted. So let's get rid of those and get rid of these. There we go. So the next point is to emphasize that we can apply a number of different attributes all at the same time. So let's get a find and replace here, and this is to do with is a wildcard find and replace to do with numbers, and it's to pick up these headings. We don't need to worry about the wildcard, it's just an example for us to try. Let's to see what it does if we highlight it and try that. So if we run FRedit, then you can see that basically it applies the attribute of the highlight to those two. So let's undo that. Okay, so we can add some, let's get rid of the highlight. We can add some attributes to this. We can add, let's say, bold and italic, and change the font. Let's call it Arial. Change the size, and let's change the font color. There we go. So we've got all of those all applied at the same time. So let's give that a go. Run FRedit. And so those attributes are all applied at the same time. I mean, obviously for something like headings we would tend to use a style instead, but I'll illustrate that in another video later. Okay, now let's have a look at this gotcha. Let's get rid of that and bring in some text here of another find and replace. Right, there we go. Let's have a look at that. So have a look at that and see if you can decide what it does. The et al there becomes et al full stop, and we want that because we've got some et als here and they haven't got full stops, so we want to apply the full stops, and we want to make them italic. Okay, so we're saying, right, make it italic. Fine, so it looks all right, but this is the gotcha. Okay, let's try it and see what it does. Right, what it's done is it's done 2 out of the 3. Why is that? Well, if I just undo that, see, it's the first and the third that it's done. Okay, the first and the third are Roman, and the middle one is italic to start off with. Let's have a look at the find and replace and ask ourselves what's happening. Well, the left hand side, the find is Roman and the replace is italic. So actually what that is saying is not do the text change and apply italic, what it's saying is look for Roman et al.'s and change them to italic et al.'s, and that's what it does. It only changes the Roman et al.'s and not the italic one. So what we should have done instead was to have made the whole line italic. So it does the change and then it applies the italic attribute. So if we try that instead, then it does all three. So that's just a gotcha to watch out for, that if you're applying an attribute, then you apply it to the whole of the find and replace, not just to the replace. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.